day 2. We are in Kalispell, Montana, and Eric and I are just getting ready to head to Whitefish. So, well rested. Spent yesterday trying to figure out a game plan for today. Got up this morning. Looked at reserving a few more activities, researching some trailheads, some things along those lines. So we're headed to Whitefish. On the way up there, we may stop. Eric slept late, so might stop for some breakfast. And I think the first thing we're going to do is try to find a hike to go do. So that's the plan for this morning. We're heading out. In the background, you can see the truck we rented. One of the things about this trip, booked it at the last minute. A friend of mine, Laura, was out here. I saw some of her pictures. I was looking for something for Eric and I to do. So we literally decided into May, early June that we were going to do this trip. And this is a trip that a lot of people plan months and months, even a year in advance. I booked the hotel, I booked the airfare, and as soon as I did that, Josh said, "Did you check on rental cars?" And I assumed it'd be no problem. Checked, and there were no rental cars available anywhere. So I started doing a little research on the internet, trying to find something. I thought I'll rent from an individual if I can find one, and I came across a website called Turo, and it's basically like Airbnb for cars, so individuals can rent their cars. I jumped out there, put our dates in, and this Toyota truck popped up, and I couldn't believe it. It seemed too good to be true. I think we're paying about 70, 80 bucks a day for it. It's a nice four-wheel drive Toyota TRD. So 2021 with 5,000 miles, great shape. Was a little nervous that it was too good to be true. We'd get here and there'd be no truck, but we got here. Sure enough, the guy was there, picked up the keys. It's nice and clean, fueled up and ready to go. So if you get stuck looking for a vehicle, check out Turo.com or download that app. Pretty sweet deal. So I'll show you a few pictures of it. Pretty cool truck. So anyway, we are headed out and we'll check in as we get into more activities. All right, we decided to take a hike. We are at the Skiles connection. Looks like a fairly short hike, hot day, but thought we'll do this as a starter, see what we think of it, and move on from here. So we'll see what this trail's like and get a little footage while we're out there. Let's go. This is my kind of trail, a little more flat.
Yeah.
All right. So Eric and I are about a mile into our hike, and pretty cool. We came across a couple signs along the trail, and I'll share both of them here with you. But the cool thing about it is when you look around here at the woods, this forest is being managed for timber, and they periodically take timber off this property to not only improve the health of the woods, but also to help fund things within the state. So for all the people that just absolutely believe, cutting trees is a bad thing, when done properly, it's a good thing. And it really creates a cool environment out here. When you look behind me, if this place hadn't been managed, what you would see is so many pines that everything would be shaded out and nothing would be growing. When you look at it now, you can see it's green. There's a lot of wildflowers growing in here. It's a great, diverse environment. Also came across a sign that talked about the logging road in here. And basically they maintain that for access, but they've designed them with forest management practices in mind so that they don't cause significant erosion. As we walk along, there are ditches in the low spots. And you'll find one every, 10, 15, 20 yards so that water runs off of these trails and doesn't make the trails a mess. So pretty cool to see some wilderness that's being managed by best practices. So pretty cool hike, enjoying it, and we'll check in again in a bit. We are headed back. Looks like we'll do about 3 miles. I'll be interested in seeing what the elevation change looks like, because we've been doing switchbacks up the mountain, and we turned back, there was no end in sight to the switchbacks or mountain. So good hike. First hike we've been on since we got here, and it's pretty out here. So we'll head back to the car, head back to town. This is the walk out. Eric's checking to make sure I'm still with him. The walk in was a little rough. Pretty good hill coming up. Once we got up, it was pretty gradual. Oh no, pretty nice walk. At the restaurant today, or at the hotel today, breakfast was eggs, potatoes, some sausage. So I'd say this walk, should have walked a lot of that breakfast off. As soon as we get out, we're going to go find some lunch. And here in a bit, we're gonna do some hatchet throwing. So Hank's Hatchets here in Whitefish. So we're gonna go give that a try. But probably have a half mile back to the car, so we're almost there. We're back in the car. We got in probably close to 3.5 miles. The app says 2.7, but we didn't turn it in and on until we were well into the hike. Good first hike for us. Eric, what'd you think of it?
It was fun. It wasn't too steep at all, except for like the first parts. It was pretty sunny and nice the whole time. Good temperature.
What'd it remind you of?
Canada.
Why?
The smells, just the trail.
It's definitely different being out in a big wilderness versus you know, the small areas of wilderness we have in Ohio. Reminded Erica Canada, reminded me a lot of Wyoming. Just the switchbacks and the views of the mountains. So really a cool hike. So glad we did it. How about you?
Yeah, same.
Cool. Hatchet throwing, first time each of us have done it. A little bit more skill to it than we thought. We struggled with, there was two types of axes and a throwing star. The throwing star was pretty easy to get used to. We struggled a little with the axes, so Played a few games. Last game we played was horse. It went to extra letters because we tied at the end, and Eric pulled it out at the end with a big win at horse. So good time in the heat of the day to get inside, air conditioned, and have a good time. So from here on to the next. Okay, Eric and I are just driving into Glacier National Park, coming in the west side. We're going to drive the, I think it's called Road to the Sun, and it's supposed to be pretty amazing. But as we drive in, I'm going to share some of what we're seeing. We're right along the, shoot, I can't think of the name of the river. I don't know. We'll get some video of it. It's pretty awesome. Mountains on both sides, river coming right down through the middle. So pretty cool sights. All right, we are in Glacier. Eric and I just pulled off at one of the spots to check stuff out. Pretty cool view up the river here. The falls coming down through here are just pretty amazing. I'll walk around to the other end of this, and it's pretty cool to see it. We're just wrapping up at Logan's Pass, which is Continental Divide, and did some hiking up the hill, up across some of the snowfields, and some pretty cool views. So I'll definitely share some of the pictures here that we took. But nice hike to end the day. We're going to head back down and find some dinner. So check in a bit.